So what you want to do in that review message is I try to put everything in one message in my follow-up message because I'm mindful that I kind of have one text and some clients just won't respond. So I don't want to have to engage in a back and forth. I'll usually put the options. So I'll say, I would love if you could leave me a review. You can do it completely anonymously, and I pick one site that I prefer them to do it on, which would be Private Delights, because people can at least view it without an account, as opposed to the erotic review where you have to have an account to even get in. So I'd prioritize Private Delights, and I'd say, and I'd explain what they have to do. Can create an anonymous profile, blah, blah, and here's the link to do it. And then I'll give you some complimentary time. Or you can also do it on the erotic review if you already have an account, or you can email it to me directly. That's how I do it in that one email. So for now, if those things aren't verified, then you might just stick with your the email version. It really just depends on how long it takes to get that stuff up and going. Or the erotic review, they could keep doing it because you can just link it once you've gotten in touch with them.
Right. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense. Do you read the review? Is that a good review in the sense of like, if I have a client who wants to leave another review, do I need to tell them anything different as to like how to leave a review?
I generally don't give instruction. Once you have your Private Delights profile, like, and you've got a few there, they'll be able to read them. And a lot of people kind of tend to follow the same format. Only leave a comment about it if there's something you specifically don't want them to talk about. So some escorts are very sensitive to any sexual discussion occurring for obvious reasons. If that's how you felt, you could say, please don't use explicit language and be mindful of the fact that my service is a companionship service. You could say that if that was important to you. Some escorts don't care that the reviews are graphic. On the erotic review, they actually have a separate section for the graphic reviews for that purpose, for that reason. And I don't know how they kind of manage it, but they've got like a general section where you're not supposed to say anything explicit. And then they have the detailed section. And like they're separating them out, I suppose, for that reason. I don't know the back end story behind it, but that's the only thing I'd say. You know, other escorts, and I've got an unusual descent, and I had a client once who wrote that in a review, and then I had to ask him to take it down because it was like super identifying for me. And then from then on, I think maybe for a couple, I told people not to say it, but it was so weird. It was like I just stopped telling people, I think, after that, that I had that descent. It was unusual. So yeah, the short version is I don't give direction. I let the previous reviews speak for themselves, / I want the client to write a genuine review. And I only mention something if I really don't want them to say something.
Okay.
If you want to learn more escorting tips, just click the link below this video.